phone took over an hour load, so we'll just get back to work and see how well uh, military intel and NASA can help fix itself. Yeah, I was watching the foosball game, and there's it's Hawaii and California, and whew, um, they have these commercials on, and it's about an Air Force unit. They call them Special Warfare. Right? And you have to understand linguistics. We fight the places to do the things that nobody knows about. It's like, why does nobody know about it? Okay. The only time there should be a defense of an altercation is like, here comes Goliath. I'm David, and we honor natural laws and holy covenants, and you know. Yeah, otherwise, if it's nobody knows about it, there's secret wars, so you have to sit there and you have to wonder, we've talked about this before many times. If you're a brain chemical addict and other people are brain chemical addicts, and to maintain brain chemical addiction, there has to be certain conditions, certain situations, right? And so, special warfare, you're just being used by brain chemical addicts with your brain chemical addiction, right? And so, how do you help people like that? I don't know if you can, man. I've tried. I started posting in Sierra Vista with, special warfare forces, people following me around Sierra Vista, Arizona, after I made YouTube videos for Osama bin Laden, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. Because you have to be serious. You have to get online. How am I going to get a hold of them? And ask them, you're Muslims. Are you actually trying to be Muslims? And I'm getting bad information here, like on the Gary Sinise movie with, and was an imposter or whatever and stuff. So I had to get up there and I had to get across to get people to talk to me. I needed to talk. I was like, wait a minute, where are the real Muslims at? Just like where are the real Christians at, right? A Christian is a person who eternally loves you and will stand no matter what the conditions to teach you how to faithfully love. Okay. And this same goes for a Muslim. Okay. Because a Muslim is just Arabic for living Christianity. Okay. And that's basically what's described in the first 3 pages of the Quran. And a lot of people still to this day have trouble either explaining it or understanding it, which is quite it's very insane. But you'll talk to a lot of people that call themselves Muslims, and they'll talk to you about it being more complex. A lot like the people that call themselves Jews that try to tell you about their religion, but you can't understand it because it's too complex. So that they just got it all figured out. And you're like, yeah. And if you can't explain things simply, you just don't understand it well enough, right? And so, gosh, we got a lot of. That show used to crack me up. You ever watch Will and Grace? Amy got me into watching it, but I think I used to watch it before her because it was just funny. 2 roommates, and one's a straight female and one's a gay male, and it was that guy Jack. He was funny, the boss from what's the name of that show? Cat in the Hat. Fired. So, he's a funny kid. He has a lot of Don Knotts type qualities to him. That expression and that over the top exuberance and stuff that just has a quality to just really make you laugh. Yeah, he makes me laugh really hard. He's a funny kid. Like Will Ferrell. That quality, and Jim Carrey has that. And Will has it in a very natural manner, but he can be very serious. When he played Ricky Bobby, he has those certain kind of points where it's like, okay, he could be a serious guy sometimes, I think, maybe. If he's not dressed like Little Debbie chastising the children, right? But, oh, man. But, to laugh. And I was out there shooting hoops, And I'm just thinking, I go through conversations in my mind, mostly family now when I'm out in the barn, and try to get people to understand. No, no, I know for a fact when I was on my game and I play like that, no, it's Steph Curry and John Morant couldn't guard me. No, they'd have to cheat like everybody else did. They'd have to foul and double, triple team. But you double, triple team, and I play with good teammates, I'm going to carve you up. You know. And so now I quit playing basketball because they'll hurt you and they'll be mean and they'll do anything to win. And that's kind of wild because when you grow up as a kid, my two like idols were Dennis and Gus. And then you think, well, if I could be almost as good as them, that would be really neat. I could play college ball and stuff. And then you didn't realize, by the time you're about 16, you were better than they were. And it didn't, Bob used to explain it to me a lot of times when we'd play because, a lot of people saw my weakness is I played to the level of competition. And they perceived that as my weakness. Right. And the thing about it is that's my strength, is that I play to the level of competition because it's play. Do you understand? So that's why I'm so good. Because I'm like King David. And you play to the level of competition because it's play. All right. But like I tell people, like with the conversations and stuff I've had at prayer, and I've talked to him a couple of times to Mario Mocha, he ain't playing. I'm not playing. Okay. The Gospels are truth, and that's life and death. Okay. And so people just got to understand, the beauty of truth, and let's hope they do sooner than later. I hope it's not later. But man, I'm tired. I'm at the quarter mile. I'm watching Saved by the Bell Vegas wedding. So, man, I'm tired. Guys, don't worry about dying. It takes care of itself. And don't worry about living. Okay? You don't worry about it. You live it. And the more involved you are in selfishness and self-destructive behaviors, the more you need to correct yourself. And don't worry about it. Just do it. Okay? Don't sit around. Sade, Helen, don't lay awake at night thinking about your worries, thinking about your problems. Delvin used to call them troubles and problems. Delvin's one of the, he's a comedian, Uncle Melvin's, I like Uncle Melvin, but Delvin's, Delvin, he was the spokesman for the group and the comedian of the group of Steffi's cousins and stuff. He's funny. Yeah. When they protested about broccoli and said they don't eat trees. That was Delvin's job. He was the comedian and the leader of the group, the spokesman for the group, Officer Mitchell, I thought you said you didn't want to come back out here again tonight. I'd like to report a crime. Larry puked in the aquarium, right? And so, man, I'm tired. But I always remain ever hopeful, that people can and will change. The most evil, most likely not. Okay, we can't expect that to happen. I've been expecting that since January 22nd, 2013. And it's Christmas Eve, Mountain Standard Time, 2025. So, expecting selfish people to show up and help you live the Lord's Prayer. That's not a good thinking, but expecting unselfish people to show up and help you live the Lord's Prayer, that's good thinking, right? Just because how many times have I've appealed to the Marleys a lot. I've talked quite a bit to Nesta in prayer because I talked to Haile Selassie. Okay. So yeah, I spent quite a bit of time talking to Haile Selassie. Only a few. Bob was very busy, and Haile was, also very busy. Like I said, the two that helped me the most. One focused on me a lot when I was younger. Okay, and that was Judah Krishnamurti, and the one that focused on me the most during the time when I needed it the most was a man named D.T. Suzuki, Ditiro Suzuki. Okay, and Alan told me about him. I was like, what? I expected him to be like Ken Watanabe's character from freaking Last Samurai. And then because he's so quiet, it's not stealth. It's politeness. It's listening. And then when I went and finally looked him up, and I went, oh my gosh, there he is. That's him. Yeah, he's so quiet and he's such an exquisite listener. And when he listens, it's with perfect caring, you know. And so he's a very good man. Okay, but not everybody in Japan is like him, obviously, right? And in the United States, in Israel, obviously we know because of what happened to Joseph and what happened to Moses, or, Daniel, and and what happened to Jesus Christ and the apostles, that not everybody in Israel is like Jesus Christ and Peter and Paul. Right? So assuming that when they keep sending you letters in the mail for money, when the Lord's Prayer is perfect, is you obviously are special warfare. And so we're gonna have to read to you slow. I can't help it, sarcasm, because in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word became flesh. And faithful love is the source of the strength of the gracious Good Shepherd. And weak people give in to selfishness and don't have that strength. And so they are weak, but he is strong. Okay. And he just does not give in to it, even with the chemical poisoning affecting his prostate, his liver, his shins. It's exhausting. He's still, he stays in it with the poor because he keeps telling the wealthy, no, this isn't up for debate. This isn't a bargain. This is, Lord's Prayer. Is that Mr. Drew? Oh, or nothing at all. I think so. And so, but oh man, I'm tired. I am so tired. Like that What's That one song? So tired, tired of waiting for you. Other people that I gotta go load some more songs up is Chad and Jeremy. I like Summer Song, but they have some other ones that are good too. And I wasn't into those as much as a kid. I was more into, when I was a kid, I was into the because it also got that. One of the things that I used to tell my nephews too is, you're a really good basketball player when you hear the three phrases in the culture that I was from. Okay, it's either he plays like a joto negro, he plays like a faggot nigger, that boy think he bad. Okay, and you can ascertain which group says what, right? So when you heard, one of the three, he plays like a joto negro, he plays like a faggot nigger, that boy think he bad. It's like, hey, I'm pretty good. Me, I never said shit like that, but I was never angry or jealous. When someone was good, I'd be like, wow, he's good. I would just, I just give them their due. Hey, you're a good ball player. You got game, And most of the good ball players that I played against, that's what they said to me. And so that's when you're playing against somebody, you're playing with somebody that understands how to play, and let's play, right? And play to the level of competition, right? Because it's play, right? Because money ain't real, and fighting and killing over it is insane. It's special warfare. Okay, and I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. Okay, and the correction of our problems and issues right now with quantum computing, and I have to correct also artificial general intelligence. So, just by being me. The reason we're still in this position where we're at, the obvious answer is because people are addicted to what they're doing and don't want to stop. And so that's the obvious answer. The solution: we don't need a 12-step program. We need you to go cold turkey right now, motherfuckers. Okay. We've done this 12-step program from 2013 to 25. That's 13 steps, motherfuckers. Boy, you baby step ass motherfuckers. What do you think you is Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray and shit? What about Bob? Baby steps. You better get up and run, motherfucker. Walk, don't run. No, run, don't walk. Run. Now and then you need someone older, so darling, you run to me. It's one of my favorites of theirs here. All right, guys. Well, I love you very much. Let's hope this one loads a lot quicker than that last one. Yeah, okay. Well, peace out, man. Help the people that are special, be more intelligent and loving. Okay? Peace.